ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح لهذه الأمة وأما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي سيدنا محمد صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه ويقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون صدق الله العظيم ثم أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, I start by praising Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, for truly to Allah is all praise. We start by bearing witness that there is no God except Allah. He's one without any partners. And that Muhammad ﷺ is his last and final messenger, the seal of the prophets. I want to discuss, kind of on short notice, discuss a few verses in the Quran, pretty famous verses in Surah Al-Hujurat, that talk about how we're supposed to treat each other and behave to each other with our words. And the verses start, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يسخر قوم من قوم عسى أن يكونوا خيرا منهم ولا نساء من نساء عسى أن يكون خيرا منهم. And before I get into the meaning, the tafsir of these, it doesn't actually start with the meaning. If you look at Ibn Kathir, it starts with a hadith. And the hadith kind of outlines what these verses are trying to explain, what these verses are trying to save us from. The hadith is, as is recorded in the two sahihs, if I'm not mistaken, Al-Kibru Batarul Haqqi wa Ghamsun Nas. Or another version of Ghamatun Nas, which means that arrogance is that you refuse the truth, or is refusing the truth, and belittling people, or Ghamatun Nas would be despising people. Arrogance is refusing the truth and belittling people. And especially, where we live and times we're living in, I think that's something that we need to keep in mind. May Allah keep us safe from those, from doing those things, and then the attribute of arrogance, the sin of shaitan. Now, back to the meaning of the Hujurat. The verse starts, O you who believe, let not one of you, or one group of you, yaskhar min, another group. Yaskhar min, you often translate as scoff at, make fun of. And to illustrate exactly what that means, we can look at another part of the Quran, which is in the story of Nuh. When he's building the ark, after he received the command from Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala to build the ark, and as the verse goes, every time or whenever some of the elites of his town, one of the higher up folks of his town passed by him, building a huge ship in the middle of nowhere really, where there's no water, they'd make fun of him. They'd say, "Who's this guy? Who does he think he is? Are you planning to drag that to the ocean yourself? What are you expecting? Are you expecting a flood or something? There's no way you're going to get this boat to the ocean." They make fun of him. What a loser, look what he's doing, he's wasting his time. That's what sakhiru min is. And that word min, min is, in Arabic it means from. And you notice that when we say make fun of someone in English, what's hidden there is that we're deriving some enjoyment from it. We're deriving some feeling from it that we like. We're humiliating someone else at the expense of that person. We're raising ourselves up. That's what sakhiru min is. And so when Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala says in the Quran, لا يسخر قوم من قوم عسى أن يكونوا خيرا منهم ولا نساء من نساء عسى أن يكون خيرا منهم. Let not one group of you belittle, defame. Otherwise, this yaskhar min, another group, and he also says, وَلَا نِسَاء مِن نِسَاء. but not one group of women belittle or scoff at or make fun of another group. And what is the reason for this? The reason that's given is عَسَىٰ أَن يَكُونُ خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُمْ وَعَسَىٰ أَن يَكُونَ خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُمْ. It may be that group, that person, those women are better than you. You're trying to raise yourself up by belittling them, but it may be that they are better than you. Maybe you see a brother, maybe he seems to be praying weirdly, or he's doing something wrong. And so you go to your friend and you say, look at that guy, he doesn't know what he's doing. You see a sister who shows up, for prayer. She's super sweaty. She looks like she just came from the gym, except she didn't bother to. She doesn't look like she goes to the gym. Maybe. Hey, look, this is one of the things she's doing. It may be that brother that you saw and you made fun of, he's the guy that's getting up while you're asleep before Fajr and praying tahajjud and making dua. Maybe that sister that you made fun of, she's the one who is giving charity whenever she can. She's donating her time. And she's tired and she looks sweaty because she's working so hard to benefit people. It may be that these people are fasting. You wouldn't know if they're fasting. And that's why maybe they look tired or they're forgetting something. And so, to remember that. And I ask Allah to guide us to remember that and to guide us to keep us from judging people, inshallah. And the verse continues, وَلَا تَلْمِزُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَلَا تَنَابَزُوا بِالْأَلْقَابِ بِئْسَ الِاسْمُ الْفُسُوقُ بَعْدَ الْإِيمَانِ. وَلَا تَلْمِزُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not slander yourselves, or slander each other rather. Do not defame each other. It kind of follows from this. Follows from that they're making fun of. Making fun of, maybe you do it with your friend on the side. This is taking a step further. And it's saying insulting, well, you can say, hey, you did this was bad. Or it can be in the form of a nickname. Hey, you so-and-so. You're using a nickname. Maybe some of them aren't safe for kids' ears, so leave it at that. But you use nicknames like that people don't like. Obviously, some nicknames people like. If you have a friend with a really long name, maybe he likes a shorter form of it as a nickname. And that's fine. But if you have someone and people start calling them this name to make fun of them, that's what this verse is saying to avoid. And Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala says, بِئْسَ الِاسْمُ الْفُسُوقُ بَعْدَ الْإِيمَانِ. The worst things are the names of fusuq, of transgression, of wickedness, after faith. So if you had, and this especially applied back then, but even now, we have, back then maybe, if you had someone whose nickname was Abdul, one of their gods, the servant of, one of the idols rather, sorry. And now we'll do that. And then after that person becomes a Muslim, they're not going to keep that name. Because obviously it's not in keeping. And that's what that's referring to. And we'll see this in the next verse as well. Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَتُبْ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. So he outlines, these things that we can do. Making fun of people, insulting them, using insulting nicknames. And you might think, okay, so these are all bad people. And Allah says, no. The oppressors, the zalimun, the ones who are actually doing wrong are the ones who do not repent. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَتُبْ, whoever does not repent, then those are the ones who are doing wrong, who are transgressing, who are oppressing. And as a quick, just for thoroughness, the repentance in this case, because you're insulting someone else, because someone else is involved, it's not just a matter of saying, Allah forgive me. You also have to find a way, Allah knows best, to make it up to that person as best as you can. Whether it's if you know them, you can seek them out, apologize, offer to do something. If maybe you don't know them as well, or maybe you just saw someone on the street passing by, never will see him again in your life, the least we can do in that case is to make dua for that person. And to try to never do that same thing again. Now moving on to the next ayah. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا أيحب أحدكم أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه واتقوا الله إن الله تواب رحيم. So the verse starts again, O you who believe. Talking again to the believers. اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن. Avoid much of suspicion, فإن بعض الظن إثم. For truly some of suspicion, some of this suspicion that you will have is ithm, is sin, is harmful. And that suspicion, there's something called a healthy suspicion, of course, that we can have. If someone's saying something or behaving weirdly, we might think something's wrong here. But the suspicion, going anything beyond that, maybe this happened, maybe that happened. You hear something, oh, I wonder if this happened, I wonder if that happened. That's what's too much suspicion. And there's a hadith, it's called in tafsir, I believe it's also in both sahihs. إِيَّاكُمْ وَالظَّنَّ فَإِنَّ الظَّنَّ أَكْذَبُ الْحَدِيثِ. Beware of suspicion, for truly suspicion is the worst of speech. وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا وَلَا تَحَسَّسُوا. And do not spy on each other, and do not look for each other's faults, or inquire into each other's faults. وَلَا تَنَافَسُوا وَلَا تَحَاسَدُوا. Do not be jealous of each other, and do not envy each other. Jealousy is saying, oh, that person has a nice car, I want a nice car. Envy is saying, that person has a nice car, why does he get a nice car? How lucky he must be, how cool he must feel to have a nice car. You don't even want it for yourself, and so envy is kind of a worse form of jealousy. وَلَا تَبَاغَضُوا وَلَا تَدَابَرُوا وَكُونُوا عِبَادَ اللَّهِ إِخْوَانًا. وَلَا تَبَاغَضُوا is do not hate one another. وَلَا تَدَابَرُوا is usually translated as do not shun each other. So, in steps. Hating and then shunning. And then Prophet ﷺ says, وَكُونُوا عِبَادَ اللَّهِ إِخْوَانًا. And be brothers. And when you say, it's not be like brothers. It's not be as though you were brothers. Often when you're trying to teach someone something, and they're having trouble with it, to catch the ball, you've got to be the ball. To do something, you've got to be that thing. In the same way, the Prophet ﷺ, he isn't saying, pretend you're brothers. He says, no, be brothers. Look out for each other. Cover each other's faults. If someone starts talking bad about one of you, protect him. Stop that speech. And the verse continues, وَلَا يَغْتَبْ بَعْضُكُمْ بَعْضًا أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَن يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ. And do not backbite each other. And the reasons given, would one of you like to eat the flesh of your dead brother? Backbiting kind of gets its name from this. Would one of you like to eat the flesh of your dead brother? And the answer is given, فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ. You would hate it. You would despise it. You would abhor it. So then why backbite? And the Prophet ﷺ, he was asked, what is backbiting? He said, وَلَا يَغْتَبْ, what does that mean? And then he responded, ذِكْرُكَ أَخَاكَ بِمَا يَكْرَهُ. You mentioning your brother, obviously the same applies to sisters, by that which they hate or dislike. Even if it's good, if they wouldn't want you to say it, it's backbiting. And whoever was asking the Prophet ﷺ, he responded. He said, what if it's true? What if I'm simply informing people of something? And the Prophet ﷺ, he says, إِن كَانَ فِيهِ مَا تَقُولُ فَقَدْ اِقْتَبْتَهُ. If what you said is true, if what you said is something that he has, then you've backbitten him. وَإِن لَمْ يَكُنْ فِيهِ مَا تَقُولُ فَقَدْ بَهَتَّهُ. And if what you say is not in him, if it's not true, then you falsely accuse him of something. It's even worse. This person thought he was asking, if it's true, it's okay, right? No. If it's true, then what I said applies. If it's false, you're at a whole other level. It's even worse. And the ayah ends, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ تَوَّابٌ رَحِيمٌ. Remember the previous ayah was talking about insulting people to their face, making fun of them to their face. And I mentioned the repentance. Allah says, whoever does not repent is the one who's oppressing. And the repentance there involves apologizing to the person. But for this it says, وَاتَّقُوا, be conscious of Allah. Because the person, when you backbite someone, by definition, that person isn't there. That person isn't there to know that you said something bad about them. That's the definition of it. And so Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala says, وَاتَّقُوا. In this case, it's not. The repentance doesn't involve that person directly, because they didn't know. And some scholars say that it's better to not tell them, because it may be that you hurt them more by making it known to them. But as of that point, they don't know that you said something bad about them. So it might be better to not tell them. And then you say, well, the repentance, I still need to make up for it. Inna Allah Tawwab Rahim. Allah says Allah is the one who accepts repentance and the one who is the most merciful. Inna Allah Tawwab Rahim. So when you repent for it, part of repentance is, the first step is try not to do it again. And to make up for it, you can do many things. You can praise that person. Praise that person next time you're in a similar gathering, even the same gathering, if you catch yourself mid-conversation. You can prevent people from backbiting about that person. You know, next time maybe you're in that gathering, someone says, oh, hey, remember you said something about this guy? Yeah, well, I've heard this too. You can say, stop right there. None of that. That's part of the repentance. And so we see, in both of these, we start with, Allah says about insulting to each other's faces. Don't do it, and there's repentance for it. Because we're human. It's in our nature to do things like that. Don't backbite. Don't have suspicions of each other. But if you do, there's repentance for it. Because, again, we're humans, in our nature to do things like that. So let's try to keep that in mind, inshallah, and ask Allah to make it easy for us that we catch ourselves as we do any of these things, and make it easy for us to repent for them and to make up for them. وقولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله الذي أنعم علينا بنعمة الإسلام وحبب إلينا الإيمان وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ثم أما بعد. So in the first khutbah I discussed the first two ayahs, Surah Al-Hujurat, I think I mentioned the verses 11 and 12 of chapter 49, verses 11 and 12, which talk about insulting people and warning against not doing that and that we should repent for doing that. And then it's almost as though the book was written by the Creator, because the next verse talks about maybe the one thing that we're most likely to insult people on, especially if you look around today. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. O mankind, notice the shift here. It's not just believers anymore. This is not a prohibition anymore. This is not saying don't do something. This is humans. Anyone with human DNA, this applies to you. إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ ذَكَرٍ وَأُنْثَى. We made you, we created you. Allah's not saying we in the royal we. We created you from one man and one woman. At the end of the day, your mother and your father, your direct mother and father, they're humans. You can trace it all the way up. We're all coming from the same pair, Adam and Hawa, Adam and Eve. You start your life. I know the high schoolers, you're probably learning about this now if you're taking biology. You start your life as two haploid cells, one diploid cell. There's one cell, this tiny thing, microscopic. You end your life buried 6 feet under, decomposing the food of worms. So Allah is saying, we made you, you're all human. We made you into nations and tribes. So that you may get to know one another, so that you're not bored. Everyone looks like me. Everyone acts like me. Everyone thinks like me. No. The world, look around you, in this room itself. People from all backgrounds, from all corners of the world. That's a beautiful thing. And so Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, when He says the verses about not insulting each other and not backbiting each other, and then mentions the one thing that simultaneously brings us together and divides us and tears us apart, which is that we think that because you were born on this side of some line in the dirt, that you're somehow inferior to me. You're somehow entitled to less than I am. Because I was born on this side of that line in the dirt, I deserve something more. And Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala says, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. No, that has nothing to do with how you should see yourselves. Because the best of you, akramakum, the most noble, the most karam, you could go into, I think actually one of the Khatib or Khalaqa speakers, he was trying to go into what this kareem and karam, what that actually means. It's an all-encompassing word, but the best of you is the one who has the most taqwa of Allah, who is the most conscious of Allah, who has the most piety, who acts as though Allah is right there and watching them. That's what we need to be focusing on, not color of the skin, what country we're born in. Because all that, it's actually a nice conversation. Oh, where are you from? I haven't talked to someone from there before. What's it like there? It's not supposed to be something that we say, oh, you're from there. You're from such and such place. Heard it's really bad. Hope you find it nice here in America. So, we become so concerned with mundane things like that. And they call it a dog-eat-dog world, a rat race. We're concerned with our position, where we want to just push whoever else we can out of the way to get what we want in this life. And they don't call it a human race. They don't call it a human world. Because that's not what we as humans are supposed to do. You ask any psychologist, humans, there's a need, psychological need for each other, for companions. You ask any sociologist or anthropologist, humans are social animals by nature. We need each other. And that's what Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, when He says, جَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. He made us into different nations and tribes, not so that we insult each other based on that. Not so that we talk bad about one group of people. But because it makes our life more interesting, because that way we get to know each other. This person is, Muhammad, and he's from this place. This person is Imran, and he's from that place. And we get to know each other that way. And I'll end with this, inshallah, that I believe it's a hadith. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَنْظُرُ إِلَى صُوَرِكُمْ وَأَمْوَالِكُمْ وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَى قُلُوبِكُمْ وَأَعْمَالِكُمْ. Truly Allah does not look at your form, at your shape, at how you look, nor does He look at your wealth and your possessions, but He looks at قُلُوبِكُمْ, your hearts, your intentions, وَأَعْمَالِكُمْ, and your actions. That's why always in the Quran it says, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. The heart is where the faith is, and it's confirmed by the actions. Ask Allah to make it easy for us to practice that and to remember that in our lives, that Allah is the one who's judging us in the end, and He is judging us based on our hearts, on our actions. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب القبر وقنا عذاب الميزان. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا مولانا سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين وذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين واحمي حوزة الإسلام يا رب العالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون وأقيموا الصلاة.